Alright, welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 2. We've got the Federalists back in power, and we just finished up a war with both Georgia and Hungary. Now, we won the war. We took parts of Azerbaijan that we did not own before. We did have some of it already, but now we have the whole thing. And so we have we have a complete thing in the Caucasus now. Rather than having a partial state. That's what I meant to say. And the Zoropope won some more of their cores back. I think this was a core. Maybe only part of it. But they won stuff, and I foolishly thought that they were trying to take part of, or that Hungary, I almost said Bulgaria, was trying to take part of it. Apparently Poland is here now, which I didn't notice foolishly, but there's Poland now. So Prussia's slowly getting eaten away by people taking stuff from them in peace deals. Not stuff from them, but like having things assigned away from them. Muscovy has grown bigger at the expense of Actaby, and Egypt's grown bigger at the expense of the Orchids, etc. Now, our truce with Arabia is gone. Unfortunately, I don't think I would be able to actually take them in a war, because the only casus belli I have is Place in the Sun, and at the moment I think I'm actually pretty high in infamy because I took that state from 15. If I was discovered, that would put me over 20 infamy, which is pretty bad. So I think I'll let that cool down for a little while. I don't think anybody else is going to fight them. At least to the point of actually, like, me being worried about it. So, somebody asked me about Vinland and whether they were actually fighting, like, to unify America, and that seems to be the case. And I just left the normal, if the United States does not exist, the other countries can do the same kind of thing that people who are of other culture unions can do. The default culture unions are already set into the game, so I don't have to do a thing for Russia or the United States or France or something like that. Because like Germany has specific things for their formation, because there's two great powers at the beginning of the game, with the potential third one thrown into the mix in Bavaria, that could be potentially forming that. And Italy has one that forms on the outside. Now, Vinland has special, I guess, things about it that make it especially likely to do this. Nice infamy there. In that they have a strange national value for a civilized nation, which is might. Which means they are, apparently that makes them super aggressive, which is what I was hoping for when I did that. Because, I mean, they were super aggressive the entire game in E4, which is, it's appropriate for being Norse. So, we are waiting for empiricism to unlock. And I think is inorganic chemistry or more railroads. Railroads are cheaper, so I'm going to do that first, and then I'll probably do inorganic chemistry, see where I'm at. But doing railroads will let us do some stuff. So, hopefully, I'm not sure what triggers you being allowed to do infrastructure levels. Let me look through that a little bit. Let me see if I can find a thing that does anything about that. Obviously I can't do that stuff. But I'm thinking it basically has something to do with some things. We're gonna have to get this stuff eventually. Somebody says something about organized factories. Organized factories is pretty good. Especially as leading into other things with similar effects. So it's not too bad. Dagestani nationalists, those are our new dudes that we just got, so I'm not too worried about that. We enacted some reforms last time, and now that we are... What's going on here? Carless Spain goes bankrupt, who cares? Who cares? My infamy is too high for me to do anything. And my budget, of course, plummets because of stuff. So I forgot, Abu Dhabi. Reopen. Subsidize all factories. I don't care about making money. I'm making more than enough money to do this. And this is, of course, a clear indication of why LF fucking sucks. It's because they're all building a bunch of stupid factories that are the same. And of course, some of these are going to be profitable once that stuff kicks in. Yeah, even paying industrial subsidies, I'm still going to be making money. Yeah. Okay. Crisis averted. Alright, that was the Crimea thing. Wasn't it? I have no idea what they're talking about. So it's interesting that maybe it was just opportunism, but Mexico is now fighting on the side of Vinland again. In the Netherlands. I thought they were at war just a little while ago, but I think Netherlands is actually in their sphere. Is that the case? Yeah, so that makes sense. California Republic also makes sense. So they have an ulterior motive, which makes sense. So as far as aggression goes, we can't really afford to do anything at the moment. Unfortunately, you can't do stuff. I'd rather have a gunpowder factory than a clothes factory, but it looks like I'm going to need both. It's not losing me that much money anyway. I don't care. Alright. So, ooh. Hey, it's just my new state. But one of the things I need to do is clean up my borders with Arabia. And maintain my hold on my things. So, I'm gonna sphere them before anybody else can interfere. Nobody's even trying. But the Zoropope is the one I'm actually worried about. And I'm at 100% with them. Let's go ahead and expel Amalfi's dudes. Before they can do something. Changing fashions. Oh, this is that stupid event that changes the clothes. Whatever. The other one loses you prestige, so I don't want to take that. So I'm definitely going to need to... Westfalen is now a great power? That's interesting. That's very interesting. So we've got 3 different German factions falling in and out of... Oh, it's, yeah, 112. Industry will do that. It's quite a lot. Understandable, they're pretty big for that stuff. I'm surprised Denmark is not higher on that. Shun. So they got a flood going on over there in Shun. I'm surprised Iceland's not being more aggressive. I guess they just don't have the pop to support things anymore, now that they've lost their colonies. Which makes sense. I mean, why would you live in Iceland if you could live in the colonies of Iceland, which were much better? See, look at my budget. It's roaring! Unfortunately, I can't run my rich taxes as low as possible, so let's reduce our mid-class taxes as low as possible. Why not? Sure. Fuck it. Texas goes bankrupt. No. Another thing I can't really take advantage of. No. If I could get a lot of these places without you losing a lot of infamy, I would, but I can't. Okay, this is one of those influence events. Dynam? Dynam is close to us. I guess we'll support that. Get them doing things. I know a lot of people don't like seeing the peaceful stuff, but that's part of my favorite thing about this game, is that the game is not even mostly warfare. Yeah, I got a head start on that. I'm in Asia too, so I mean, my capital is in Asia. So I think my entire country is in Asia. I think this counts as Asia too. So somebody pointed out that I do in fact only have part of the Sinai, and that could be the problem. However, you'll notice that the whole thing is really shitty. This does have the most people. Partially westernized, hey. Really, though, to take advantage of that, I would have to attack Egypt. Egypt is currently in my sphere, and I will not have to. If I can keep them in my sphere and build the canal, I'll own that anyway, so it's not a big deal. It probably is impeding the progress of Conquers Poland, fears our might. Yes, of course they do. Something that we are going to be doing. So one of the things about the railroads is that it's going to give us some more points. Now, somebody pointed out that I could in fact build foreign factories under Brittany? Do they exist again? Oh, they're right. They're that one island in the... Ooh. Oh, that's France. Wow. What's going on here? War of Spanish Submission. Acquire Spanish Catalonia and add Carlos France's sphere of influence. I think the French are going to win that. Wow, that's pretty brutal. It's fairly nasty. What's worse? Oh, that. Damn, Vinland. How, like, I can tell how they are, they're doing this so quickly because they're using the cultural unification causes belli to do it. American Restoration. Yeah. Alright. I think we're, yeah. Lombardia. I guess we can talk to Westfalen too. They're not too displeased with us. It's nice. Honestly, the fact that the strategy game, going back to what I was saying before, honestly, the fact that the strategy game has so much non-military stuff is really refreshing, and I like that. That's not to say that I don't agree that... Was that a different war? Yep. That was a different war. Wow. Oh, I understand why they put them in their sphere. Because they need this. They need people to be in their sphere. There's lots of Dutch people here. Lots of Dixie people here. Dixie, of course, being the default Southern culture. Southern America culture, United States culture. And one of the reasons Georgia was not that easy to beat, actually. I actually had a little bit of trouble doing that for some reason. Yep, there they go. So, my plans for how I thought Americas would turn out are working out much better by leaving things as the default than the Russians. So, I guess good on one end, bad on the other? Another reason I don't want to really take any more of Arabia at the moment, or any other places, because I do not have the colonial power to take advantage of that yet. I think I can afford to turn the speed up a little bit. Nothing really is going on. Yeah, and there's people have been discussing the various... I don't think you can afford to be doing that. Oh, they just ended their war, I guess. The various merits of different things. I'm pretty sure I would be much higher on the scale of nations if I started with state capitalism, because it's just so strong to be able to build exactly what factories you want. And eventually, if you want to, you can have people take over. But, like, if you build a steel factory in every place that can build steel, you obviously are not going to be... They're not all going to be profitable, but it'll get you a lot of steel early on. And some things are always profitable. Glass, for one, is pretty much always profitable. Cement is almost always profitable. Other things, not so much. Like, clothes, for example, you would think, why don't these link up? That is dumb. Is it because there's a river there? I would say I find it hard to believe that they would take that into account, but I'm pretty certain that that's the case. See, we can build friggin' railroads, but we can't build bridges. I find that hard to believe. Especially considering some of these cross rivers. Persian ingenuity! In the workshops and mills of our country, the free Persian people make daily discoveries and advances. The advancement of science is intimately tied to the free exchange of ideas. Blah-de-blah, we're free and good. Again here, I'm very tempted to take the prestige on this one. So I'm going to. I like having the prestige a little bit more than having extra stuff. Whoa. Yeah, especially since it was going to get us that anyway. Okay, so we are now... I'm not looking... Egypt, Arabia. Cordial. Now, obviously I can't sphere them, but I can keep other people out of them by keeping my score high with them. And for now, that's basically the best I can do. Alright. So, technology. That didn't take as long as it could have, so... You know, if I was going to keep doing these, I probably should have stayed in the academia I was, but I think this is fine. Pop growth, supply limit, unlocks a lot of inventions. Let's do that. And we should have plenty of time. Yeah. Workshop of the World. Floridian Thaw. Ah, so they're losing their badness. So what did their government change to? I find that very, very difficult to believe that Vinland's constant crushing them had nothing to do with this. The well-known democracies of Mississippi and Alabama. Actually, no, not quite. Okay, I was going to say they might actually have a majority of African Americans, but they don't. It's mostly Dixie. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. What kind of dumb stuff are you worried about that you cannot pay for everything with 10% taxes? My middle class is dumb, apparently. I guess my tariffs are problems? Coiler disaster. The black smoke pouring out of the pit in long, drawn-out billows reeks of coal and fire, and the intensity of the smell almost drowns out an undertone of burnt flesh. Ew, gross. A hurried commotion breaks out as the survivors of the Great Explosion of 1856 scurry to save what is left of the coal mine. It seems in the coal field lies sleeping for centuries embedded in pockets of methane. Ah, okay. Carelessly lit a lantern, a spark from a pick striking rock, and a sea of hellfire. You could blame the local management, bureaucrats, capitalists, and clerks gain consciousness. Or we can say the laborers are careless, and the laborers gain to consciousness. Laborers are the ones who actually, like, spring for reform, but I'm gonna blame the management. Okay, my infamy is cooling down a little bit. I think I can afford to do something. Let's go over to Arabia. And let's justify a war for a colony. I just wanted it to the point that I wouldn't be at 20 as soon as I came out of the war. And there's a possibility I could not be discovered. Worry, grants, whatever, who cares? Prestige, though. I love prestige. Trade thing? Of course. We already did this, but I'm gonna do it again. Cost us a bunch of money. Who cares? Got 6 million pounds. More money than anybody else, probably. Look at this! No tariffs. And I'm still running in the positive. Is that helping my middle class? No. Well, I guess so, a little bit. Okay. Immediately. Yeah, I suppose it goes with territory. Colonial setback. Despite the modest nature of our just demands, seems to be no international support for readjusting the colonial balance between ourselves and Arabia. While this is a setback, we have no doubt that one day we will possess an empire that the sun never goes down on. Damn it. This is the same thing that happened last time. Why is this only 90... I suppose this could be at 0. It doesn't really matter. I don't have any naval units yet. Oh, that's one of the reasons I changed my academia, because I was taking a penalty to that. I'm going to need to build one soon. Look, can I just subsidize all my fucking factories? I suppose that one's not really necessary. But subsidize all the fucking factories. I don't care. Policies. Just subsidize everything. Get some pre-socialism socialism around here. Really, it's good for industrial power. Hour number 400. That's a lot. Especially in places that can't truly afford a factory anyway. Yeah. I don't actually understand all of the different complications that the pop demand mod adds. Yeah, France #1. Clearly. Scotland is in. Lancaster's fierce, so is Wales. It's about time they started doing that. I think if they spear York, they can form the United Kingdom. I don't think they need Ireland for that. Nor do I think that would actually be possible for them. Okay. Just taking care of that. Now that they can actually do something, I will bump them down a notch. The computer never gives up on things like that, so I'm going to have to pay attention to that. It does, however, reduce our actual movements otherwise. And nobody's even messing with Egypt, that's good. Nor Arabia. I think Bavaria just kind of got some incidental points here. Not really anything. Alright, I wanted to go talk to the Euro bigwigs. Birth rate stable. Population appears to be stabilizing. Suppose that's good news? Sure. I already have 100 million people. I don't think I need a whole lot more. Spoilers. I'm gonna get more. Look at this. Look at that. My proportion of Zoroastrians has gone up because of my formerly done rules about assimilation, which is nice. We now have a higher proportion of Zoroastrians than Sunnis, which is nice. Yeah, some of these are still... Oh wow, that's a bigger proportion of atheism than I was expecting there. It's higher than moralism. That is unusual. Still 77% farmer, but we're getting there. Still got places with no real factories in them. Yeah. Huh? They didn't actually take that stuff. They did do the sphere thing, but they didn't take Spanish Catalonia. Not sure what was with that. Argentina goes bankrupt. Balls. I'm doing this now because it's going to be a lot harder later to... Oh, actually, England is already working their magic over to here. Vinland is... I don't want them to have everybody in the New World in their sphere, which is nearly inevitable. Wow, there's a big war going on here. Looks like Peru's getting owned. Flanders. Whatevs. Colonial setback. Again? Boo. Nice. Ooh, and pit mining. I think that unlocks because of something we got a lot earlier. I actually wanted to look at my war justification. Only 50%. F. Yeah, it might seem that my relations things is pretty boring, but the fact that I have good relations with everybody is nice. It's very helpful. I'm leaving Amalfi open because Amalfi is the one that I'm most likely to actually have problems with. So, having my relations low... Where did Serbia come from? And Croatia. Probably Hungary got losing a war. Yeah, I would think that. Oh, they're allied with the Immortals now. Yeah, I have really no interest in these lands over here. I think maybe... If... This is like... Really, nobody wants me to have Arabia. Don't you see how ugly our borders are, guys? What's wrong with you? Place in the sun. Our nation is one of the most prestigious great powers on Earth, from Baghdad to far-flung provinces beyond. Our flag flutters proudly in the winds, striking fear into the hearts of anyone who dare oppose us. Celebration of our dominance and just reign, an imperial parade is... Imperial? Excuse me? We are a republic, good sir. Being planned in Baghdad. The question now poses itself. Should we invite foreign dignitaries to this joyous occasion, or we should simply conclude that no other nation is fit to bask with in our place in the sun? Say our isolation is splendid. Everybody loses 1 prestige, and then everybody loses 1 militancy and loses 1 consciousness. I'm not worried about that. That's 21 prestige. Why would you not take 21 prestige? I mean, they're all going to lose 1, and you would pass up 21 prestige? That's crazy. Nobody would want to do that. I should let one of these go to actually see what happens. I'll go with that one. Cause like that one's my most important province. It's like, I think it's a Dust Bowl event sort of thing. Or not who I want to talk to. Irrigation networks. Ooh. I don't think I got that event. Okay. I think that's a pretty good session right now, considering that we're at the end of the year. And I'm at a good stopping point, surprisingly. That isn't, you know, an hour and a half session. So we're working on getting another CB for Arabia, but we keep getting setbacks. And we're going to have at least one more war with Arabia after this. But if I sphere them, I would never be able to... Like, nobody's going to knock them on my sphere. Oh, Ethiopia formed. Ethiopia formed. Cool. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to sphere them, so... we might as well kill them. This is obviously the most terrible state you could possibly have. There's more people in one of these provinces than the entire thing, so it's not really worth the infamy for this. Like, honestly, I could take, well, I guess this right here, but that's, and I guess this stuff is technically part of that. Oh, hoofuffers. I guess so. So I already have part of it. But, I mean, seriously, the infamy is for annexing a country, even an uncivilized country, is probably not worth it. And I think it would still end up being a colony, in any case. And I don't have the protectorate thing, do I? And I'm not sure if they've changed it so that it makes that your vassal or not. So we're working in organic chemistry, and I think we're going to start saving our points for empiricism, and then I think we really need to start investing in navy and commerce techs, because we do need a lot of these. Yeah, as you can see, some of these ones start adding some research points that you're going to want to get. So I want to get those, but obviously the culture ones are a lot bigger, and the other effects of these, like the educational efficiency of those, is pretty good. Ideological thought, also something that is very nice, as is positivism, so start thinking about that stuff too. But I think I will see you next time on Let's Play Victoria 2, where we start working more towards our goals.